Start out by finding a comfortable seated position, grounding down through the sits bones and reaching tall from the crown of the head. We're going to inhale, opening up through the heart, lifting our gaze, and exhale, curling in, pressing away. Continuing these movements with your own breath, these seated cat-cows. Once you complete your last round, we're going to interlace our fingers in between our toes and start to massage out our feet. It might look a little funky at first, but I'm telling you, it feels amazing. Really take your time here. Sending some love down to our feet that support us throughout each and every day. We're going to cross our ankles to bring ourselves up and over into our tabletop position. Stacking the hips on top of the knees, shoulders on top of the wrist. We're going to move our hips from side to side, and then we're going to start to add in some circular motions here. Bringing the hips down and around, and then reversing directions, connecting with your own breath here. Coming back up to stillness, we're going to move back into our cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine. Continue with your own breath. I like to do this movement here that I've heard someone describe as scraping peanut butter out from a jar. So that's how I decide to describe that now. How could you call it anything else? Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog, grounding down through all 10 fingers. You can have a nice bend in the knees here. We just really want a nice straight back. Rise up on the toes and down a couple of times to really stretch through the backs of the legs. Slowly hinge forward into your high plank. Lower the knees down. Send those hips down and back, child's pose. Relaxing through the arms, you can bring them overhead into prayer pose or circle out through the wrist. We're going to walk ourselves across and over to the left side, stretching through the right side of the body. Walking our hands back through center and across to the other side. Connecting to your breath, feeling the support of the ground beneath you. Walking back through center and start to walk those hands up so you come up to a seat on your knees. We're going to shift our hips so that our legs can come out from underneath us and come down to our backs. Feet together, knees out wide, arms out to a T, Supta Baddha Konasana. Sending your breath down your heart space all the way down through the hips and back up. Bringing those knees in back up through center, we're going to move into our figure four. Flexing into both of our feet, crossing the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Clasping our hands around and underneath our right thigh. Using the momentum of our shoulders to draw that thigh in a little bit closer. You're welcome to bend and straighten into that right leg. See how it changes the stretch for you. Slowly lower down, extend that left leg out long, and switch sides, figure four, opposite side. Planting the legs down, extending the right leg out, and then the left. We're going to cross the right leg on top of the left, reaching our arms up and over, coming into a banana pose, getting a nice deep stretch through the sides of the body here. Coming back through center and across over to the other side, crossing the opposite ankle on top. Coming back through center, taking a moment to hug those knees into the chest, rock yourself back and forth, massaging out the low back. Start to circle the knees in one direction and then the other, releasing any tension from the hips, massaging out those hip joints. We're gonna bring those feet a little bit wider than hips distance apart and start to lower those knees over to the right. Arms out to a T, gaze over to the left. Using the strength of your core, bring those knees up through center and across over to the left, switching your gaze. Using the strength of your core, bring those knees back up through center. Hug those knees in and extend those legs out long, preparing for Savasana.